They will do that to you.
Okay, in this sketch, Caroline is driving.
I'm good.
Caroline is driving me home from a wicked party. And action.
Alright.
All
Oh my goodness,
right.
that was so fun.
That was wicked.
Yeah.
Oh shoot! No, I can go to drill. I can go to jail.
Hello, officer. How are you this evening?
Hello, you know why I pulled you over?
You might have been speeding a little bit back there.
Yeah, and I think you may be around that stop sign too.
Yes, exactly. License and registration, please.
Alright. Here you go.
Thank you. So, where are you coming from tonight?
Just coming from a party.
Yeah.
Party, right. Was it a good party?
Yeah.
It wasn't that one 4 blocks down here that we just busted, was it?
Yeah. What?
No.
The car smells a little funny in here.
Oh, we don't smoke marijuana.
I didn't say anything about marijuana. I'm gonna have to ask you two to exit the vehicle.
Oh.
So, look,
Excuse me.
I'm gonna have to take a look inside your vehicle.
Are you allowed to do that?
Yeah, it's just real quick. It's a routine thing. No problem, right? All right. So, what's this? Looks like an open container to me.
I'm just can't go to jail. I mean, I was driving. I'm like fine though. Like.
So this is yours.
Yeah, it's mine, but like it's empty. It's okay.
All right. Well, you're under arrest for open container, and you're going downtown.
So what did Caroline do wrong in that skit as the driver?
Rolled her window all the way down.
Yeah, she rolled her window all the way down. Nice. Nice observation. What else?
She automatically incriminated herself.
She incriminated herself. Good. What else?
She allowed him to search the car.
Yes, she allowed a search of the car. What about me? What'd she do wrong with respect to me?
She didn't tell you to shut up.
Right. So when you get pulled over, if you're driving, the minute you realize you're getting pulled over, tell all your passengers, I'll handle this. Don't say a word, because only the driver needs to be talking. And really, the driver's not supposed to be running their mouth. They're just saying the minimum that they need to get through this traffic stop, right? So you're not supposed to be talking. You're not supposed to be answering questions. For example, do you know why I pulled you over? What are they trying to get out of you?
An admission.
A confession, right, an admission, so that they can use that to write you up. Now, when you're driving, you do have to show the cop the papers that make your car legal to drive. You know, here it's your driver's license, your registration, etc. But as a passenger, you don't have to have any papers to be a passenger in a car, right? You have the same rights as you do on the street. Now, as a passenger, you may be being detained, but you can ask, am I being detained or am I free to go? And you can make your own decision about whether to leave if you want to walk away. That would be your choice. Passengers have the same right as they do anywhere else. Now, if a cop orders you out of the car, like Marlon said, if they order you to do something with your body during a detention, you need to do that. So you do need to step out of the car if they order you out. But one thing that we stress throughout this training is restrict access to your property. Because the more you allow a cop access to your property, the more ability they're going to have to do searches and find stuff or claim they see stuff. So restrict access to your property. One way to do that, roll your window up. Leave a little bit of space, like this much space, to pass papers through and speak through. All the other windows can be up, right? This gives them no opportunity to stick their head in the car, claim they smell something, claim they see something, get further access to your vehicle. So only roll it down that much. If they order you out of the car, get out, but close and lock the door behind you and keep your keys on you. That way you're not handing over your keys and saying, you know, here's total access to my car, have at it, right? Because that would be considered consent for them to get in your car. One thing that we saw in this skit was when the cop said, I'm going to need to look in your car, Caroline didn't really loudly and clearly state, I do not consent to a search. She was maybe like, are you sure you're allowed to do that? But that doesn't count as you refusing a search. Say this loud and clear. Another thing about restricting access to your car is a law called the Plain View Law. The Plain View Law says that if the cops can see something from the outside of your car in plain view that they think is illegal, they would be allowed to go in and get that object and use that against you. So if you have something that looks like it might be illegal, you want to keep that well out of sight, in a backpack locked in the trunk, something like that. Not just stuffed into the glove box, because when you reach into the glove box for your papers, that may be then in plain view, right? So keep
you may
your
have
credit.
seen when you get pulled over sometimes, one cop will come around the car up to the driver's side window, and the other cop is like going around behind, shining the light all in the back windows and through the passenger seat. What they're doing there is they're looking for something in plain view, like she talked about. That's why that's important.
So just a last note about your safety, you should keep your hands on the wheel in plain sight, and that's for two reasons. One, you don't want the cop to be able to say, oh, I saw them reaching for a weapon and I had to defend myself and do you some kind of violence. And two, you don't want the cop to be able to say, oh, I saw them hurriedly stuffing something in under the seat and then I had to search under the seat, or I saw them trying to hide something, which could give them, further access to your car. So keep your hands in plain sight. Don't reach for something until they tell you to reach for it. And you can even verbalize, I'm going to reach into my wallet and get my ID. That's perfectly acceptable under the don't talk to cops rule. So we're going to repeat this skit with, I'm still going to be your passenger, but one of you all is going to be Caroline. And what is that person going to do differently as the driver?
Tell you to shut up.
Tell me to shut up. Good. What else?
Do not consent.
To the search.
Do not consent to the search. Good. What else?
Only partially roll the window down.
Roll the window down a little way. Good.
And how else will you restrict the cop's access to the car?
Lock and close and lock the door.
Right. Close the door and lock it behind you. Good. All right. Do we have a volunteer? All right.